right, coming from us to you, the 420 pod.
Special.
Happy holidays for all those that celebrate. How we doing, Yaza?
We're good. Yeah. I kind of made it like halfway through the day without realizing it was 420.
As did I. Someone pointed out at work, and I was like dumbfounded. I was like, oh, I did not realize that today.
We're getting old, man. We ain't what we used to be. That's for sure.
Yeah, the days we look forward to might be different than when we were a younger little lad.
Yeah.
But for those who listen to the pod and for those who celebrate, I'm sure you've had a hell of a day. Hope you didn't take work too seriously, got some time for yourself. It should be a good pod. We got some good stuff lined up for you today. But before we kind of jump into anything, the pod was hanging out last night.
We were chilling.
We had a game night. Spence, Voss, friends of the pod. We linked up with them. Shout out to Voss for hosting.
Thank you, Voss. Appreciate it.
Played a little Catan. Who took home the dub?
I hate this.
Snuck up out of nowhere.
Randall came from the fucking woodworks and crushed us. It was well earned though, dude. You've made strides. What? So in that league, in the NL League of Catan,
In the NL,
you surpassed Voss.
I surpassed Voss. So there's an outright tie at second. Spencer and myself are tied at second. Voss is in technically third, but last.
Who's in first place?
Yaz is in first because he does. The NL board is his, right? So there is speculation amongst the league.
Erroneous.
There's speculation that, maybe sometimes in the middle of the night he wakes up and he gives himself a tick mark on the box. We're not sure.
Definitely not. I definitely don't. It's erroneous. Our special guest
just arrived, so pardon on the video. Yaz is going to step out of the studio real quick. But yeah, we had a great time. Just a quick preview into the show here. We are going to cover a little bit of sports today with the NBA playoffs. Maybe touch on Tiger and Russell Wilson. We're going to go through Succession recap as we always do. We're going to touch on Wema Talk as that's upcoming. And if we've got time, we might make some funny Coachella jokes, some stuff like that. Devon, what's good, brother?
Hey, dude.
Devon is here, folks. Say hi to the camera, Devon. We'll get back to it. Devon's going to be coming on here in like 25 minutes. Excited and stoked. I'm stoked to have Devon. It's going to be good. I was just telling them, wrapping up my victory last night with Catan.
Oh yeah, it was bullshit. No, it was well earned. I'm just a salty bitch.
Afterward, everyone was a winner.
We all went to Rinaldi's. That was fun. I like that place.
It was great pizza, really good pizza. What do we get? We got the pepperoni with what kind of
little dollops
ricotta.
of ricotta. Yeah.
Pepperoni ricotta, and then we got the Rinaldi's special, which was green pepper, onion,
Help yourself
sausage.
Beer
Fire.
420, dude.
Anybody in Chicago that's a listener, obviously Rinaldi's. Got to pay it more attention. Voss really downplayed Rinaldi's. It's basically right under his building. And we're like, yeah, should we? We were looking at bars closer to Old Town, like almost a neighborhood away. Voss was like, yeah, there's not really much around here, but we could go to Rinaldi's. I'm like, dude, that's like the best bar in Lincoln Park. What do you mean there's not much around here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he takes that stance on it. Yeah, I like that place. It could turn into a club. Like I've gone there with
it can get busy.
Family from out of town, and if you go there late, it is bumping, which isn't bad unless you're with people that wear hearing aids or some shit like that. So
it's a conducive environment. I think the interior is conducive for it to get really loud. It feels like it echoes in that place, and there's lots of people screaming at the TVs. Usually it's a big sports place, so I can see that.
For sure. But yeah, it was fun. That was a good night.
It was a good night. Yeah, the boys got a little lucky on some bets last night.
Oh, baby.
We won't go into value here, but I will say that Yaza hit a whale last night.
Yeah, just didn't really remember making it, to be honest. And
bang.
Went through, and it was nice. It was a little two-legger and
hockey action.
Yeah, some hockey, something I literally watched nothing of all year. So yeah, just took a shot. Sometimes you got to take a shot.
When you feel hot, you got to take your shot. Just to give you some background on this bet. So Yaza and I took one of our bets was the same, which we'll get into here in just a quick second. But Yaza placed this crazy wild bet, and it was like the second hockey game of the night, and then the third. The first game that he bet on started like an hour and a half before the second game, and he cashed the second leg of the second game before the first. I have to say it was quite a betting masterpiece. I have not seen that myself to date.
I think I just got to start drinking a lot more and making bets.
It was pretty precise.
Yeah. So that worked out, honestly. And then
New betting trend.
like put together a nice little parlay I tailed, and that was really nice.
I'm putting together just a new take on how to bet the NHL. Shout out to Kyle Covers Spreads, or now Odds Shark, I believe.
Yeah. Odd Stack.
Excuse me. Odd Stack. Friend of the pod. Shout out Kyle Covers Spread.
Friend of the pod.
So he gave me this idea, but basically what we're doing now, there's 4 hockey games on a night for the playoffs. You just pick a guy with low odds to not score a goal or to not score any power play points. And you just basically put it in, sit back and pray.
It's like an ultimate under.
4 game unders.
Pretty sweet.
4 game unders. You're just rooting against one guy on each team. So far, I'm 2 for 2 on my own, and I'm like 4 for 4 of Kyle's bets. So
I like the way you proposed it too. I was like, "Is this a Kyle's bet?" You're like, "No, but Kyle would want me to bet this."
Kyle would want me to bet this. It's Kyle's style, stolen by me for sure. Got to give credit where it's due, but we're on a fucking streak with these bets.
Yeah, we got to put one together.
I looked tonight. 2 games already teed off or kicked
really?
off. They dropped the puck, so
Gosh darn it!
Odds go down when you can only take 2 guys. It's not worth it. You basically get the 4 guys around minus 600 each. It comes out to be like plus 100, right around even odds for the bet. So it's risky, but
take notes, Devon.
2 and 2, 2 for 2, 2 for 2. But yeah, that was a good night. A lot of games last night. A lot of games on. A lot of games that we played. But at the end of the day, everybody was a winner.
Yeah. So what's I obviously don't watch it. What's going on in the NBA right now? So it's playoffs or leading up to the playoffs?
We're in the playoffs, baby.
This is the playoffs. Okay.
We're in the playoffs. The play-in series, they were all right.
I do like the play-in series. I didn't realize that's how they structured it.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's new. It was birthed in the COVID year.
Yeah. It's 2 years old or 3 years old.
During the COVID bubble is when they made the play-in.
Makes me want to almost watch professional basketball.
I agree that I like the competition aspect of it. I'm not a fan that like a lot of the teams that are in the play-in have absolutely no fucking shot at making a deep run, and everybody knows it. And so it's almost like meaningless basketball, but it's entertaining. And I think it's harder to make a run in basketball playoffs than it is in other sports.
Sure.
Because it's so average, to the mean. Baseball is too, I guess, but you can get hot in baseball. In basketball, it's like who's the most talented guys on the floor.
Right. And like in football, it's like pick 6 that totally changed the whole outcome.
And those
of
are
the game.
one games, win and move on.
Yeah.
You got to win 4 out of 7.
Exactly.
And it's just who's got the best talent in baseball. I think, teams get hot, right? In March Madness too, but in the NBA it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah. No, I could agree with that.
But overall, we got some action. I think there's a couple series out there right now that are really fun to watch. Speaking of fun to watch, both of them that I have eyes on are tonight. The Suns and Clippers series, I think, is really competitive. I think that's sitting at 1-1. And the Warriors are down 0-2 against the Sacramento Kings.
What's going on with that? Do they not still have Steph Curry and all those good-ass players?
Well, Draymond, they have the same team. Draymond just got suspended. Did you hear about this?
No. Tell me.
So classic Draymond move. The clip is, so I have a take on this. And basically what he did, so after a rebound, I forget who it was, maybe Cody Zeller, their big guy on the Kings. I don't know if it was Cody. Basically, he's on the ground, laying down, and he kind of holds on to Draymond's shoe. Draymond's standing right above him.
Heel hook?
And so Draymond kind of like lifts his leg up to try to get past him, and he kind of like yanks his leg down. And so Draymond kind of stumbles, and he stomps on his chest.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Golly.
And so I truly think it was semi-accidental.
Sounds like it was instigated.
I mean, he got pulled down a little bit. Like, where else are you supposed to step when he pulls you back down? But he got suspended. So objectively looking at it, the NBA thought it was on purpose.
Dang. He always has a flagrant issue, doesn't he? Like, there are bets every year, like, will he get a flagrant in this game? It's usually pretty good odds, like minus 110 or something like that.
The man gets lots of technicals, lots of flagrants.
Do we like that in a basketball player? Does that make him more valuable?
It fucks with the other team's mental.
Right, yeah.
And his team seems to like him, and players across the league that are for Draymond seem to like him, I guess. But
he could be a stand-up guy.
But yeah, this is on brand. This is on brand.
Yeah, that's true, brand.
For Draymond. I saw this meme popped up on my Instagram feed the other day. The last time Draymond was suspended for an NBA playoff game, he watched the game next door at the A's stadium. It went on at the same time. These two stadiums are side by side. So he couldn't be on premise
So he just went to the game?
in the arena, so he just went to the game on the other side of campus.
That's sick.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I mean, what else are you going to do, I guess? Screw it.
He really just doesn't give a shit about anything and just does what he wants. So I have to respect that part of him. He's a good player too. So
Yeah, I mean, he's been around. He's getting old, isn't he?
yeah, their whole era, Clay, Steph, and Dre, they're getting up there, but they still got a little bit left in the tank. They're down 0-2 in the series. They tip off in T-minus 2 hours Central Time, I think 9 o'clock. So we're going to see if they can get the job done tonight and pull out a W. Other than that,
What's going on have you heard about the controversy around Joel Embiid and him not getting the MVP the past couple of years?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, he's the front runner this year.
Right. I don't know. This is the little thing I heard about NBA recently is that there's some people believe there's some sort of quote unquote conspiracy to not give him the MVP. Like people say, objectively last year he was better than whoever the fuck. Who was it? Jokic?
Yeah, he got the last two. The Joker.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. I guess we'll have to sit back and watch what happens this year.
I think he's the outright favorite. If you were to look at most betting books right now, personally, I think he's going to get it.
What are the 76ers seeded?
They're the third seed in the East. I think it goes Milwaukee, Celtics, Sixers.
Damn, so he's not that good if he's at number one, right?
I could be wrong, though. They could be different seeded. But yeah, dude, he's going to win the MVP this year.
Good for him.
I think so.
I think he deserves it.
He does. He could have got it one of the last 2 years, but they gave it to Jokic.
This is the process guy, right?
Trust the process. Trust the process. Philly's been trusting the process for 6-7 years now.
Yeah, Jesus.
Hasn't paid many dividends, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully this is their year. We'll see.
But yeah, other than that, I think Kawhi Leonard's out tonight.
Why?
I don't know. There were a lot of injuries in the first 2 games of the NBA playoffs, and I was disappointed to see that. I think he's the only way that the Clippers have a chance against the Suns. So I think the Suns steal a free game tonight.
Are we supposed to bet on that?
Yeah, the line's probably so adjusted for it. It's probably Suns minus 8.5.
Gotcha.
You can't touch that. Kyle didn't have it, so I don't have it.
If Kyle doesn't have it, I don't want it. Straight up.
But yeah, NBA playoffs should be good. We'll give you guys an update on our thoughts next week. Other than that, I kind of just wanted to touch on our boy. I feel really bad. Tiger Woods.
Ooh, yeah, that's brutal.
Big friend of the pod.
You had to see it coming, though. I mean, the way he was walking on those later days, those later rounds. I mean, he probably go. So for those of you who don't know, Tiger had another surgery done. He fused a couple bones in his foot. I don't know which. I can't remember. But
yeah, and a lot of it was to do with getting rid of the post-traumatic arthritis that he had from the crash, I believe, as well.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like those two bones are rubbing on each other. Fuse them together, make them one thing.
Yep. So that's the more proper. I summed it up for you. That's the actual proper distinction of the surgery. That's why we have a scientist on our panel here.
I cannot be the resident scientist on this podcast. We're going to be in a lot of trouble.
That's why Devon's here.
We got Devon. He knows science.
But disappointing.
It stinks.
I mean, I'm glad he had surgery. I'm glad it went well. It's just, it's disappointing that I read he's likely not to play in another event this year.
Yeah, probably not.
In 2023. And so if he kind of sticks to the plan of playing majors like he wants to, maybe like one non-major event a year, we're looking at the Masters next year being the next time we see Tiger.
Yeah, either that or he could do, depending on where the Valero is.
Yeah.
Right? That's his one. Is that his?
No, that's not the one he sponsors. I don't
I'm
think.
sorry. I'm thinking about the time that the screw came through his skin and Jason Day caught it. That was where. Anyways, but yeah, he
The Genesis? Is it the Honda
the Genesis, yeah, where he flipped that beauty of a car, fucking all hopped up.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah, he was on the way to his own
his
event.
boo thing.
Yeah.
Oh no,
no, his event. Yeah,
also a boo thing of his.
terrible.
Yeah, but no, that stinks. I mean, it's nice to think that he was like, I need to have the surgery done. The Masters is around the corner. I'm gonna play the fucking Masters.
Yeah,
and then get the surgery done. Is kind of probably how it went down.
Yeah,
but
we'll create a Twitter page called the Tiger Tracker, and we'll keep you updated on exactly what he's doing, what his rehab looks like, and when we expect to see him back on the tee for sure.
Yeah, we'll get our team on that. Yeah, it stinks, but
in other news, Russell Wilson flipped his golf cart.
Yeah, I didn't see this. You have to tell me about this.
So I didn't see much. I just thought it would be something funny to cover because that man had the worst season of his career last year, and now he's catching headline flack. Russell flips his golf cart. So
what a dork! He's such a dork right now.
I think it was like a early weekday morning round. I don't think the guy was even out there drinking. Russell. He's out there. He's not having fun with the boys. He's like, oh, I'm going to play golf.
God, he probably has iron covers for his clubs too. Dork.
He gets out on the first tee. Broncos country. Let's ride.
After every drive that he peers.
The speculation around it that I read was that he was looking for his ball. I think he was solo in the cart. I think he was just scanning the fairway and stuff for his ball, and he didn't even see the bunker and just, I think it was a pretty deep one, and he just flipped the cart.
To be fair, I've done that. I've almost done that a couple of times.
It is scary.
If you're not paying attention, there's a bunker around, like right over an edge. Yeah, I was close last weekend, honestly, but
it's a bit
he's still
scary.
A dork. Yeah,
Bit scary. He came out fine. I mean, at this point in the off season for the NFL, if he were to break, your ankle gets pinned in the wrong place, or if he breaks a wrist, I mean, that just messes up camp and preparation. And he needs a lot of practice coming to a new team. Terrible year. He needs all the off season work he can get. So that had trouble written all over it. And he would have been the laughing stock of the league if he would have had a big injury flipping a golf cart. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's good for his psyche that he made it out unscathed, because I don't know if he could handle anything more. I don't know. He might be built for this dorkism, dude.
I could see. I don't know. For those of you who are familiar with Russell, he is just quite a spectacle on camera, and he prides himself on his hard work and preparation. So I could see him up at the clubhouse after he completed the round when he got his golf cart flipped back over, and like, oh, you all right? You all right? He's just in front of the mic. He's like, yeah, I've been out working, playing golf every morning for so long. I'm not going to let a flip golf cart get in my way of completing a round.
Golly. Yeah, I can definitely see him doing that. But, his irons are probably nice, and, because he got the covers on him, so
he's such a dweeb.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to say he's a friend of the pod, but he's been dodging all our fucking invites.
Russell, yeah, he's not
idiot.
He's not a friend of the pod. He's more of a butt of the joke kind of guy.
Yeah,
at least as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we should definitely just start a heated rivalry with him. I think that's how we make it big.
Make a couple burner accounts or start tweeting at him from the Tiger Watch account.
We could become caddies at wherever the fuck he plays, and just give him bad reads on the green. That would be diabolical. Left to right. Dude, it is going right to left. No, I swear to God, I know these greens, man. That would be almost worse for... I mean, what do you think he shoots? What's his handicap, you think?
I bet he's a good golfer. I bet he's all right. I bet he's all right. He's better than me, I bet.
Athleticism translates well to... I mean, look at the match. They fucking just pull a new quarterback in every time they do it. Phil Mickelson, sometimes. Probably not anymore. But...
Yeah, it looks like Russell Wilson attended the Celebrity Invitational in 21.
Okay.
So it looks like he's been out there. He's been out on the course putting the work in.
Dude, I love the Celebrity Invitational. I didn't watch it this year, but I saw highlights of our boy Jason Bateman. Didn't know he golfed. Sick. Guess who his caddy was? Will Arnett, the guy from Hot Rod that's babe,
Yep.
babe, babe, that guy.
Yep.
What a sick duo. Imagine playing with them. That'd be so fucking fun.
He's a friend of the pod, Bateman.
Yeah, he's been on a couple times in our.
Bateman, yeah. Russell,
We've yet to release those.
Russell, you got some work to do.
Absolutely. Should we cover Succession?
Another episode of another podcast, another Succession recap. That's how we do it.
Have
Coming
to
from
have
us
it.
to you.
Yes.
What'd you think of the epi?
What season?
This is
The newest season.
I gotta plug my ear.
Yeah, get out of
Yeah,
here.
Devon
We're about
might-
to cover it. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
There.
Devin's got to hit the kitchen, put his headphones in.
So obviously the episode prior that we covered last week, Logan Roy died.
Chest compressions.
Chest compressions on an airplane. So yeah, this episode was more so seeing how the kids handled the transition and, you know, how involved they're going to be and the procurement of the statement and, you know, basically just trying to not let the old geezers take over control in this time, but they're also, you know, subsequently dealing with the trauma of their father dying. So it's like this balance, like, I don't want to do anything. My dad died, but if I don't do anything, we're going to lose control of the company. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I really liked Shiv's part where later in the episode, they decided like Ken and Roman were going to be the CEOs. And she's like, but I'm across everything. I'm
Yes.
covering everything. I'm involved. But like that was a grown up decision by her because you got to keep it. You can't let your squabbles with your siblings. Like
She
if
didn't have
anything-
much going for her, though. She was kind of getting shit on the whole episode.
she was getting shit on,
And she
dude.
kind of was just like, well, I don't have a leg to stand on. I kind of have to agree with this or I
Yeah.
lose. Like, because the three kids are kind of fighting against the board a
Right.
little bit,
Right.
and they're kind of agreeing some places, kind of not. And she was like, all right, well, if Roman and Kendall are pairing up, like, I'm going to get left on the street unless
Right.
I, pair up with them. So she kind of had to just follow suit.
Yeah, no, I think that's what you got to do. And at the end of the day, I don't know, maybe I'm like humanizing the show too much, but if me and my two brothers, who I actually have, were in the same position, whatever the scenario, whatever truly looked best, I'm like, dude, go for it. Like, I'm not going to like try to take the CEO position, fail,
Yeah.
and then we're all fucked. Like, you get it. Go for it, man. Like, I expect you to take care of me. But obviously it's Succession, it's a TV show, and they fucked each other over multiple times. So I would like to think that it's going to be a fairy tale ending where they're all like peaceful and happy with each other, but
No.
Probably not.
That will not happen.
I think
I don't want that to happen.
yeah,
I do
wouldn't
not
be
want that
happy.
to happen. Maybe I want them to be like in agreement, but like something's going to happen. There's going to be some chaos at the end.
I think Connor. So
Yeah, he's going to play a part.
he's gonna play a part. Just to play it back to like Game of Thrones when the three-eyed raven ended up being the king.
Yep.
That was kind of like out of left field. Like people weren't super pleased with it, but I was pleased because you couldn't really see it coming too much. So I'm hoping something like that happens. I think Tom is also a front runner to take some kind of serious role.
He got shit on a lot too because
Dude,
he threw his name in the hat, or he threw his hat in the ring.
Yes.
And they laughed in his face.
The CFO goes, I'm going to give you some feedback. This is just how it's going to come, but if a negative, narrative was developed around you being CEO, it would go something like this. You're a soft pussy bitch, and even your wife doesn't like you. And it goes on, and he's eating this fucking little crab cake. He's like, God damn, dude, you didn't have to roast me like that. I thought that was funny. And Tom's part throughout the episode of just trying to, like, because he lost his protector.
Yeah.
And he's trying to find holding in somebody else, and everybody left and right is just like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah, because he's at odds with Shiv.
Yeah.
Logan's out of the equation. Greg's found himself. And
Yeah.
so he's not tied to the hip
Greg is thriving.
of Tom anymore. So Tom's like, oh shit, where am I at?
Yeah.
And he throws his hat in the ring. They laugh in his face. He's kind of like, now he's on his heels. Shiv and Tom are both separately on their heels, and they're both at odds with each other. So they don't have support in one another either. So I think that was a pretty good replica this past episode of just basically both of them kind of retreating and not being on the offensive base, like where the last few episodes they'd both been kind of making some strides. So it was interesting.
Yeah. No, I liked it.
Another thing about Shiv.
Oh yeah, is she pregnant?
She's pregnant.
Okay, I couldn't. It took me a second
It
to
was
realize
weird.
what was going on.
Yeah, it was weird. It could have been interpreted a few ways, but she's pregnant, and I thought that went kind of out the window. I feel like a lot of people forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a good call. Are we to assume that there is a question in who the father is, or was her like like open relationship shit so
I think
recent?
it's very safe to assume that we don't know.
Oh man.
Although my natural thought, my tendency, I tend to think that yes, it's probably Tom,
right.
but
That's
I
something
think
they could throw
it's
at us.
definitely something that's just, it's not like conclusive. Yeah, it's Tom for sure.
Fucking A. What if it's Greg? Greg's just been fucking being a little disgusting, brother.
Disgusting.
Implanted his seed and shit. That would be so juicy of a turn.
I don't think Greg has the kahunas to do that, honestly.
Yeah, he would have spouted it off to everybody. Yeah, that would be fucking hilarious. But yeah, Greg played
He's peeping in.
he's peeping in here and there. Connor buying the crib. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, so I was going to say, Marsha's back.
Yeah, I expected
She's-
that though.
She's back from her Italian shopping spree.
Right.
And she sold the house to Connor.
Yeah, she's like, Connor's like, roundabout way. Today's not the day to talk about it, but I would like to get this place. She's like, yeah, sure, you'd have to pay for it. I want between 60 and 70.
63.
Done.
Done.
I like their little handshake too. Like,
Yeah.
did a little spit. I like that.
Marsha completely owned him in that scenario.
Yeah, but I mean, we have to think he has unlimited money, so that's like nothing to him, right?
I don't think he doesn't, because he burned it all in his campaign run. He had to ask Logan for money.
No, but like, remember when he was talking about like he's at 1% polling, and
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I could put. Well, everybody's like, well, how much money do you need to put in? He's like, 500 million. He's like, well, you're rich, right? He's like, oh yeah, like it won't put a dent in me, but it's still 500 million.
Yeah, he was trying to get a lot of leverage on Logan to get more money to fund his campaign.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm sure when you're talking $500 million compared to 63 million,
Right.
it's a lot different.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he's just easy to manipulate.
I feel bad for him, man. It's like so sad to see him like talk to his fiance, now wife.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I really like his character in the show, and I feel like it fits so well because like one of them has to not be involved, and I feel like he plays the role of the other brother so well.
So do you know, at least for me personally, what his biggest role was before this?
What do you mean before this?
Like he was
like
that actor that plays Connor.
No.
He was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Have you ever seen it?
No.
So in Ferris Bueller, the main character, blanking on his name, Inspector Gadget. But yeah, so he had a best friend who was that character that plays Connor, and they were teenagers. This is like in the night. It's actually filmed in I think Highland Park.
Oh.
I'm gonna butcher it. People are gonna be pissed about this. It's some northern suburb. You could see the house and stuff. But yeah, so he played that role basically in that, where he's like kind of a mopey friend and his dad doesn't love him, that kind of thing. So I thought it was like a perfect casting by HBO.
Pretty on brand.
Yeah, like, hey, he played this role perfectly. Let's bring him in. Which, I mean, fuck it. He's probably making bread as an actor off this.
Oh, yeah. They're making tons. This is such a...
Award-winning.
Yeah. 23-time Emmy nominated?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they pop.
Yeah, they're making cash. They're sitting pretty.
For sure.
What are your thoughts? Are you buying the, however you want to call it, the succession note that was found in Logan's personal safe?
I don't know.
About Kendall.
I mean,
Kendall being the successor. Was it old? It had to have been years old, right?
I think it's...
And what's the line mean? Was he crossing it out, or was it an underline?
I mean, like, genuinely just how people act. People don't cross things out and not replace them. I would think if he was crossing it out, he would put Shiv or Roman.
Or penned it.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like something. I also think that it wasn't meant to... I think it was more like a personal diary to himself.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get it verified by anybody. Like, he really didn't feel that
Nobody
strongly
knew
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think more so from the show's perspective, it was about the fuel to give Kendall to make him really like feel validated by
Motivated
his
again.
father, because like all these kids are striving for validation from their father. They just want love from him. So he's like, oh my God, my dad actually wanted me to be CEO. And like you saw the scene where he had the picture of it and he zooms in on the name. He's like, did it get underlined or was it crossed out? And he's really struggling with that.
Oh, he just dwells on it the rest of the episode.
Yeah. So, and then he makes that boss ass move at the end. When
He
to the
orders
PR guy.
Hugo.
Hugo.
So he says, Hugo, you're gonna spread that news. And so like I think my take on it was, because he said, think about it. What would Logan do? This is what Logan would do. It's for the company.
Right.
So is he being a old backstabbing pussy bitch and just doing it to spite Logan? Or is he doing it because he truly wants to better the company and he thinks that's what Logan would do? I think they kind of left that up for debate, and I liked the way they ended it.
Yeah, no, it definitely leaves room, obviously, for like division to occur between him and Roman, because if Roman's gonna find out and be like, dude, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
he's gonna be pissed.
It's gonna be like the second, the last half of the season drama between them. So I think like that writing wise, that's probably what they did there. But I believe that he wants the company to be better.
Yeah,
and I think that's honestly, I mean, if you
does.
think about it, that is the move.
He does. I just think that, maybe he looked at that too long and he's like, oh no, Logan did X my name out. And then, he's just,
I see what you're saying.
He's such a trigger happy character throughout the whole show. He's a reactive character as well. And he's kind of crazy. But here's a prediction. He tells Hugo to release that news. Obviously, Roman was very against it.
Right.
So Roman gets pissed. And next thing you know, they butt heads. Does Kendall's news leak that he shared with his siblings about what happened
when he killed the kid
at Shiv's dinner or at Shiv's wedding?
Oh.
That's going to come out. That's going to be ammo for Shiv and Roman.
Yeah, man.
It's coming out before the end of this.
You hate to believe that his siblings would do that on any grounds, but I mean,
they'll do anything.
Something could develop. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a massive explosion. That could definitely be something that is worked on.
I think this was an episode, a classic Succession episode where it wasn't too slow, but they set a lot of things up. I think we're in store for like one or two more really good episodes, like episode 3 of season 4.
Sure. There'll be a filler.
There'll be a couple fillers. I think this was kind of a filler, but overall, I was happy with it. And I think
it was a little bit of filler.
It set a lot of things up, though.
Yeah. No. I'm excited to see what comes.
I think it's going to be a good ending,
for sure. Yeah. Anything else on Succession? I want to talk about my Mario movie.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So just to cover, we got a show covered, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about a movie. I went and saw the Mario movie yesterday. Randall hasn't seen it, so I'm going to keep it not very specific.
So
and
no
not spoil
spoilies.
it. But it was good. If you guys are listening to this now, I wouldn't recommend going to the theaters because Tuesday, whatever it is, next week, it comes to streaming services, and I think you can enjoy it at your home and save some money.
It's not like a must-see in theater movie.
Nah, it's not like a Top Gun Maverick where you need to hear the roaring of the F-18 engines. It's Mario.
But it's not streamable yet.
Tuesday it comes out. So I got lucky. On Tuesday it was a $10 ticket here in Chicago, so it wasn't that expensive. And it's nice to go to a movie. But yeah, the crowd, it was interesting. Like not a kid in sight. It was a 7:15 movie on a Tuesday, so what parents going to take their kids out, I guess. But a lot of like grown-ups, people that have grown up with Mario. It's like before our time too, honestly. Like a lot of people's first video game was probably Mario, but they cover Mario Kart and a lot of this. Yeah, it's
Super Smash.
Fun. Toad steals the show. Toad is so funny. He's played by Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh, okay.
From Key and Peele. So funny. There's a lot of funny parts.
Do they touch on like Super Smash at all?
Just from like battling in a sense, they definitely battle.
Yeah, I haven't looked into the movie. My roommates have gone to see it. I have good expectations, but I don't know what to expect out of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a simple, fun movie. It's a 90-minute flick, so you're in and out.
In and out.
It's fun. It hits the nostalgia button. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's cool. So I would definitely watch it. If you want to watch it in the theater, spend that money, go ahead. But stream it, watch it, date night. It's
Tuesday.
a good one. Yeah, Tuesday it comes out. So yeah, that covers our.
I am pumped to see it. I've heard good things. I do want to go see it. I asked if it was out on streaming devices today. little 420. Watch some Mario after the podcast. Thought
yeah.
that might be a good way to wind down, but not yet. Not yet, folks. Still in theaters.
Yeah, Tuesday at the stroke of midnight, I was told by our local radio station.
The
So
stroke of midnight. Speaking of, real quick on movies, 2 other movies that I want to see ASAP before they leave theaters. Air, which I could be fine seeing Air out of theaters, but I heard
Yeah.
it's great.
yeah, I want to see that too.
Definitely want to see Air. I've heard a ton of good things.
Yeah.
And then Avatar 2. That's a movie I want to see in the theater.
Yeah, you got to see that in the theater.
And I think it's leaving soon. It's been out for a minute.
you can check it out. You can get some nice seats. Yeah, you won't be like, it won't be super packed. Even when I saw it late enough that I was like one couple of like 3 in the whole theater.
Yeah,
It was-
I love those movies.
Yeah, it's super chill. But God, did I ever tell you about when I watched Avatar 2?
No, were
And-
you front row, neck bend?
No, I was in the perfect spot and
Oh,
literally just us and another couple in the corner. Guy was wearing sweatpants. Who knows what he was up to? But then 2 people sit right behind us and jabber through the whole movie. I've never experienced something like this before. It was infuriating.
I do remember this. You had to say something.
I got to the point where they were yelling. Like, it was unbelievable. In a movie theater, they were yelling. So I look over my shoulder and I go, "Hey, can you please quiet down?" And they both looked at me like I was crazy. 5 minutes of silence. They're yelling again 5 minutes later. I couldn't believe it. So I literally just kind of like turned over. It's 2 girls. So I kind of wanted to play it soft and not get in trouble. But second time I turned around, I go, "Yo, can you please shut the fuck up?" That was such a bad move. I had popcorn thrown at me. And I was like, this is unbelievable. Like, I don't know what to do. So luckily it was like the end of the movie. Lights turn on. I get up, I turn around, I look, and they're literally like high school chicks. I was like, God damn it. What have I done to myself? But still, I mean, we live in a society and there are rules to follow. You can't show up to a movie theater and yell.
Have some respect.
I couldn't believe it, but yeah. So if you go, I go with you because I kind of want to rewatch it.
Man needs to see it again. But, I mean, for a moment here, folks, have some self-awareness.
You got the
Nothing would piss me off more than just being at a movie and hearing for like, a couple times,
yeah.
10 minutes, let it go. But if you don't have the self-awareness where you're like, yeah, I'm probably not bothering every other person in this theater
It's
by just
unbelievable.
talking through it.
I
Like,
couldn't believe it.
I couldn't.
It was nuts. I mean, like, granted, like when I was in high school, I do remember it being like a big deal when you like go to the theaters with your friends and you're trying to rizz out on some girl you're talking to. So, but it was just 2 girlfriends. Like, go do it at home. Like, why are you in a movie theater? I don't know. Drew me nuts. So yeah, we'll watch Avatar 2 together. I got you.
I guess Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is on tap.
Yeah, I saw
as
that
well.
trailer. It was awesome.
I need to rewatch 2. I don't think I heard it wasn't as good as Guardians of the Galaxy, but I definitely want to see it, and I want to see the 3rd because I enjoyed the series.
Yeah,
Or
no,
I enjoyed the first movie.
I like it a lot. Chris Pratt, and that's awesome. And then you got Vin Diesel. You got who's the raccoon? Oh, Bradley Cooper's the raccoon.
Wait, who plays the tree? Is that Vin Diesel?
That's Vin Diesel. Groot.
Groot.
Groot. Yeah, I love him.
I am Groot.
That stuff's good.
Some good movies coming. Some good movies out. This is a good movie period of the year.
For sure.
I mean, there's been a lot out.
This is the season.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, what else we got to cover? And then let's get over to Dev.
Yeah,
How we doing on time?
Devon's coming up. I mean, I think it would only be right if we just quickly cover Weematuk.
Oh, we have to.
I mean, it's on
We have
tap.
to.
We're really close to Weematuk Central. We might actually have Spencer come on next week
Yeah.
just to really get in the nitty gritty.
Yeah, that'll be a nice episode for you guys.
Yeah.
If you like fishing and hunting
Hunting.
and grilling
Fishing.
every day and living every day.
We've got plans together. I've got a playlist for the whole weekend. Weematuk playlist on tap. I don't know, 50 country songs that talk about fishing. That will be on the whole way to secret location, Illinois. But yeah, I'm super pumped. We're going to have a lot of fun. We were kind of chatting about it last night. The only thing I'm not looking forward to the whole weekend, the wind.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's like where we camp, it's on a peninsula, and the gale force winds that come through.
Gale force.
It's unbelievable. It's unrelentless. But I think last time we were there, the big issue is like it's hard to start a fire, but you came up with a good idea to take
Bring a flare.
Well, we didn't do flares, but we took like the cardboard from like a 30 rack of beers, and then you kind of use that as like a shield and start a fire inside the 30 rack cardboard,
And then you just burn it too.
and then that ends up burning,
Feed it.
and that's a good starter right there. So I think we'll get it covered. And no matter what Mitch says, I'm filleting a damn fish.
Yeah.
He's not going to keep me from filleting a fish. I'm so tired of him. No, I'm just joking around. But
We've had some ups and downs with the weather, with filleting the fish.
yeah,
I mean, we usually on the Saturday that we roll up into town, we get there anywhere between, I don't know, it's been a bit different each
like
year.
8, 9, 10 -ish?
Yeah, we kind of get there around 8 to 10. But we leave the city.
It was like a
about-
4-hour drive.
About 5 a.m. Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours to get out there.
3.5.
So we fish all day. I mean, we're only out there for one night, so we fish as long as we can. And usually by the time we make it back to camp, it's pitch black
Yeah.
because we hit the cuts, we hit the lakes. We've got a drop motor, a little boat, and we've got a canoe that we take out.
Oh, we do have a drop motor.
We got a drop motor, so we're usually between two vessels. Out on the different lakes, there's a couple different lakes that we hit, different areas. And then once it's starting to get dark, the sun is starting to set, we hit the cuts.
Yeah, the cuts are nice for top water.
We hit the cuts, so we do that for like a couple hours. And it's pitch black by the time we get our poles, our gear, our tackle boxes back to camp. And then it's pitch black. So then we try to start a fire. We try to skin a fish, fillet a fish to
Yeah.
make. And it's just a little too much. We've been drinking all day. So
yeah, we're usually not in the best shape at that point.
changing our clothes might be a difficult task at that point. Much less trying to fillet a fish and cook it
Yeah.
in a peninsula that has gale force winds at 10 p.m. in pitch black darkness.
The part that I'm not looking forward to the most are the ticks. So this place is infested with ticks. I've never come in contact with a tick in my life, but it's been one of my biggest fears, ticks and leeches, any kind of parasite. And the first year I found one crawling through my leg hair, and it freaked me the fuck out. Not one of you guys had a tick. No, I take that back. We were driving home.
I stood up and there was a tick.
There was a tick in the car seat on the way home. You got up, there was a tick, and it freaked me out.
They're everywhere.
I was so scared there was one in my butt crack.
It's fine. They're not that harmful. You just got to do a tick check.
Tick check, but I'm so afraid to do the tick check because if I find the tick, I will cut my own leg off before I pull that tick out of my leg.
It's just like going camping.
Lyme disease, dude. If we catch Lyme disease, that would suck. But no, I'm being irrational.
You didn't take the pill, lime pill?
I should take a fucking Lyme pill because I know I'm due. I can't believe I haven't gotten bit the first 2 years. I'm gonna get bit this year. Freaking out, but no, I'm looking super forward to it. Next episode should be sick with Spencer. We can get through the nitty gritty of it all,
and hopefully maybe even do a Bass Pro Shop trip review. I'm hoping to go there this weekend, so maybe we can even show some tackle off and maybe my new rod.
We should get a spy cam and go through Cabela's for an hour.
Oh yes, it'll be fun though. We're stoked. More to come on We Talk.
Yeah, that'll be good stuff.
Next week. But yeah, we're kind of at the perfect time to switch over to Devon. Devon's just got in the studio. He's been listening to most of this, and we're excited to have him on for the first time.
Cool.
Did you
Yeah,
have
we'll catch you guys.
Anything else? No?
Not particular. Check us out. We're up on Spotify and Apple Music and Apple Pods and YouTube. And check out Randall's sick ass TikTok account. He's been helping get going. So other than
we're
that,
grinding the TikTok out.
yeah.
Other than that, it's halftime. Eastern Conference, first round. 76ers 58, Nets 47, 420. Devon's next.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, Kurt! What the? Oh my! What the fuck, dude? Why'd you get?
Welcome back. Coming from us to you, we got our guest, friend of the pod, Devon McLaughlin. How we doing?
Yo. Doing great.
Joining us for the 420 special. We're celebrating. We're having a great time. Devon, glad that you could come. It's great for you to be here. You had a little happy hour after work. Did you just grab a drink with your boss? What were you up to earlier?
I'm so excited to be here. I did get a little drink with a new boss of mine, a female in a male dom organization.
Interesting.
Name is Anne. She's a boss, but she's hard to read.
always interesting with like hard to read superiors. It's like you always second guess like if you said the wrong thing because they're emotionless. They're so good at that.
Yeah, I feel like she has a game to her, and I cannot get a understanding of what she's going for.
Wait, what do you mean game? What are you talking about?
It's all about leverage.
Just corporate
Yeah.
leverage bullshit.
corporate bullshit.
Leverage, hostile takeovers.
She's coming in hostile takeovers.
You should. Are you thinking about starting a hostile takeover?
If I could,
That would be fucking sick. I would love a hostile takeover friend. That'd be really sick.
we just got some whiskey, some White Claws, and some Modelo's, and it was a packed environment. She was not ready for it.
What bar are you at?
There's one in the Sears Tower.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Is that the one? Or are there some? I heard there's like on level 40 or whatever. There's like a outdoor area.
Exactly.
Is there a bar outdoor as well?
I wish.
Okay.
No. It's
Okay.
on 33.
Can you go? And anyone can go there, right? You don't have to work in the building.
Yeah, you just have to somehow get a pass to get up.
So you
How do you get a pass?
as a general public, you can't buy to get up there.
You got to know somebody.
Interesting. Who do you know?
Me?
Who do you know here?
That's pretty cool though that you can get up there. I would get nervous because I'm afraid of heights, so I don't like being that high up.
There's no balconies.
What?
No balconies.
No.
What if you got too? What if I accidentally got too close to a window?
Stay away.
The
Yeah,
window
that's
meter
true.
will start going off.
That's
What
true.
what floor do you work on?
87.
Ooh, it's toward the top, right?
I think.
He's
20.
never
It ain't
20
towards the
below.
bottom.
He's
It ain't
never
towards the
gone
basement.
higher.
Aim for the bushes.
How many floors are in the tower? I really don't know.
100 something. I have no idea.
Let's take a quick meander.
I'm gonna guess 108.
And then like there's that like antenna on top that like counts in how tall the building is, but obviously it doesn't affect
With
the floors.
antenna,
What was your guess?
108.
108. That's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 108, baby.
Dude, I'm a genius. How did I? That's awesome. Wow, I gotta buy a lottery ticket or place a massive parlay tonight.
Speaking of NHL parlays,
Yeah,
how did you come up with that?
that was Randall's idea.
Were you the bet we were talking about prior?
Yeah.
Parlaying all these no goal scorers?
Yeah.
I found so this handicapper that I used to do it, and so I just decided, hey, why don't I take a stab at it? So I pick guys, I don't even know who they are. I do a little research, like find out their position, like how a lot of these guys have like 13 goals on the season,
Wow.
70 games, so they score every fifth game. So you basically just parlay 4 of them together, get yourself to even odds, sit back and pray.
Dude, I just thought of another betting strategy. What if you bet for the goalie to get a goal of a team that's favored? Because you know that they drop their goalie late in the third period, and there have been a couple goalies that will make full rink shots, and that's a goal.
I guess
That would be crazy. It would be like plus 6,000 odds.
I guess it would be. I don't know if they're bettable, like under goal scorers on
or
FanDuel.
over, no, I'm saying over, baby.
I know. I'm saying I don't know if they're bettable. Like if they have the goalie listed as someone you can take the over on.
Yeah, they
but
know.
if they do, maybe parlay 2 of those in one night. You hit that, you don't have to work again.
You do. You do not have to work again.
I asked that because I randomly, for the first time in my entire life, bet on NHL yesterday because I was told
What'd you take?
this was a lock.
Okay.
And
What was it?
It hit.
Yes, we love to hear that.
A guy I've
Yes.
never heard of, but apparently the best player, arguably, to Wayne Gretzky. Connor
McDavid,
over
friend of the cast.
3.5 shots on goal.
I like those a lot.
Was an immediate lock in the beginning of the third.
Kyle, shout out Kyle. Kyle covers spreads. Nowadays, what odd stack? Go back to
That's
Kyle
it.
covers spreads. He takes a lot of player over attempts in terms of their shots on goal or just shots. He has a couple out there tonight that I didn't take, but you hit that bet, you got to like Connor McDavid's a beast.
Don't even know who it is.
He's the best player in the NHL right now. I think that's pretty objective
You
statement.
bet for him to score a goal.
No, over 3.5
Over
attempts.
3.5 attempts.
And he got it early in the third period.
Attempts? You can bet on attempts?
Yeah, they're juicy.
Shots on goal.
Or shots on goal, yeah.
And it was a lock from the start. Apparently, the last 3 games, he's been well over.
I might have to do a live podcast bet here, dude. These
Yeah.
sound so juicy.
Since we're on it, we didn't cover much betting in the first cap of the pod. So since we're on the topic here, I'll go ahead and relinquish my sharp betting. I'm on the Warriors first half -3.5.
I tailed that with you.
That's starting in 51 minutes.
Oh,
And then I'm on Chris Paul under 2 threes today.
nice. I took Vosberg episode 1, guys. He recommended the Mets, so I took the Mets.
Oh, you took the Mets?
And I parlayed it with your Golden State under or Golden State spread.
Did
first
you
half.
did you get it at 3.5?
I had it at 3.5.
Okay, didn't move too much.
I've been big when it's the second day into a golf tournament. If you take in DraftKings, I don't know if you can do this on
Like a top 4 player that's leading.
top 5 and a top 10 parlay. So like Spieth,
I like those.
top 5, say he's leading by 1, it'll be pretty bad odds. But then you have like a Schauffele who's in T8.
You can parlay those?
You can parlay those.
Oh, that's free money.
And if it's on a Sunday, then you take the 2 that are almost a guarantee,
Sure.
and then throw in a money line on another sport, and the odds just skyrocket.
Oh, just pepper in a little money line on the Mets game. That's hilarious, dude. I gotta try that, man. I don't know if FanDuel will allow that. Am I
I don't
loud?
think it does.
Am I loud?
They're a pretty salty book. They they definitely are. They're a novice betting. They're definitely. I forget the exact term, but it's a novice. It's a very popular sports betting book. So they just know everybody's going to come to them. They don't have aggressive lines. Their lines are for the book. It's not a retail market. It's a terrible retail market. That's why you got to get on like Bet365, just like underground betting apps that you don't really know about because they have the best odds.
Really?
Arbitrage betting, baby.
Wow.
Take the
arbitrage
best line on the
betting.
market.
Do they really have the $1,000 promos?
They
I've
used
never
to.
actually seen it actually work.
They were aggressive with promotions. A lot of those would be like deposit 1,000 and then get a risk-free bet up to 1,000. So you'd have to put all your chips in one go.
Yeah, but if you use those,
And you miss.
you just get $1,000.
You just get your 1,000 that you put back.
Yeah.
So you
then
can risk it all,
2,000.
but like it's like your money. It's like, oh shit, this is still my.
No, but even if you win, you only end up with $2,000.
Yeah, it's just a free one shot at getting $1,000.
Yeah, which is like fuck off. I don't want it.
So you pretty much have to put it on like plus 200 to double your money.
Right. Or you could take like.
Oh, that's a thought.
You could play it safe though, and like take like a -300 and guarantee $300. You know.
We're taking donations as a podcast to $1,000, and we'll place this bet.
Yeah, if
We'll do it
if
for you
we'll
guys for
crowdsource
science.
bets.
Yes.
We'll take. We'll put up to a poll, whatever you want us to take each week. We'll take the crowd's money and put it on a bet. We'll see if we can go 5-0.
That would be huge. We'll have to mail all the money out and change in dollar bills back out to our subscribers.
It's a collective
It's not
pot.
1980. There's a Venmo.
Yeah, dude, but it would be so much. It would, like, then they wouldn't expect it all the time. Be like, oh, we got lost in the mail. Not really. We bought a taco with it, stuff like that.
Like a weekly GoFundMe.
We won't do that, guys. We promise.
So speaking of cash, since we're on the topic,
Cash. Oh,
you guys hear about Bob Lee? Devon, do you know Bob Lee?
No.
you know Bob Lee.
So Bob Lee, 43-year-old founder of Cash App,
Oh, yes. I heard of this.
was just recently murdered by a tech consultant that he did business with. His name was Nina Momeni. And he stabbed him on a sidewalk to death. He died on a sidewalk.
What was the
shivved,
motive?
dude. He got
So-
shivved.
No motive yet. Police haven't released details.
But they work together.
Police haven't released a motive. But like there's definitely, I mean, maybe he was like had psychological issues, but there was a relationship between the two. So there had to be some weird motive.
There's got to be. That's going to be a documentary one day.
This dude was 43 years old. Like you look him up online, he just looks like a great guy. like very like great future ahead of him. I mean, he started one of the most, not one of the most revolutionary apps, but a very, very popular app.
Yeah.
Huge competitor to Venmo, who's the dominant premier like pay exchange.
I think he's
retail app.
He like started the company while working at some other sick ass firm,
Some tech company.
like Twitter or some shit like that. I can't remember. Yeah, that sucks that he got stabbed.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
John Lennon, dude.
It's a terrible story. So I was looking into it, and there's no motive released. The police haven't really released details, but supposedly Nina Momeni had previously been charged with illegal possession of a switchblade and driving with a license that had been suspended because of a past conviction while driving intoxicated. So
We've all been there, though, right?
He
No,
stabbed-
not really. Not really. I've never been there. I've never been there.
So Nina Momeni stabs Bob Lee to death. He stabs him to death with a knife, and he has a prior conviction with a switchblade. Like, this is a reoccurring thing. This guy was a blader.
Yeah, switchblades are sick, though. Like, did you never have one as a kid? And you're just, oh, that's a butterfly knife.
Okay.
Yeah. That's butterfly. No, switchblade is like greaser, like hit a button and it goes.
Stiletto.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
release the hatch.
I had one of those, but it was a comb. Do you ever have one of those?
Oh yes.
You hit the button and a comb came out and you fucking
Just
comb your...
slick as fuck.
Yeah, dude. Those were awesome. Oh, man. Gotta bring those back.
Where did Nina
Momeni.
Where did that person work?
So as far as I looked into it, it was just, it said he was a tech consultant. So I think it was like a small tech consultancy firm. But I'm not too sure. And I think it was just like a small previous endeavor that they worked together. But I can take a quick look into it.
I'm taking a Succession play on this. Like, Bob had a trust, and Nina's dating the niece's cousin. That he was going to inherit.
That's definitely an avenue that...
I think Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston should probably investigate this.
Do you think they could get to the bottom of it?
Murder Mystery 3.
Oh, I haven't watched those. Are those good?
First one's all right. Second one, beg to differ on being better than the first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I gotta check it out. Kate said that she watched the first one. It was good. I gotta watch it.
So I just came across some new details.
Yes.
Clearly didn't spend enough time looking into this.
Sure.
So according to police, they did release some details. The pair, so Nina Momeni and Bob Lee, were seen together in a car around 2:30 a.m. the night he died. So they were together. It wasn't just an out of the blue thing.
He's in trouble. You can't be in the car with him.
It says
Wow.
they were in the car at 2:30 a.m. They were reportedly spotted together.
What were they doing?
And then
what does that mean?
minutes later, maybe they were coming back from a late dinner and they, went out on business. I don't know.
Were they smooching?
But minutes later,
a
officers were
late
called
dinner.
to Maid Street and he was bleeding out on a sidewalk.
That's pretty tough. That would suck. Getting knifed, I'd rather get shot.
Oh, here we go. Here
Give
we
it
go.
to
Would
me.
agree.
So I guess he was reportedly staggering out of the car as CCTV footage showed him struggling to walk on an empty street. So it sounds like it might have happened in a car.
He fucking got him in the car.
He might have had a plot, like the driver might have even been in on this.
Dude, and he had his seatbelt on probably, and they probably held his seatbelt down. That's some
Mafia style.
That's fucking mafia diabolical shit right there. Oh man.
This is fucked up.
Oh no.
I mean,
What
okay.
else are you uncovering?
So just look at this guy's face. Like, how sad is that? This is Bob Lee.
He looks like the kid from Toy Story.
Just looks
that
like a bright guy.
burns all the toys.
Plot twist.
Yeah, he looks
He's
bright.
the bad guy.
He's got a big noggin.
I mean, yeah. Who knows? Maybe it comes out. Some other shit happened, but it's just, man, it's sad.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Like, what if Elon died?
I mean, that would be revolutionary. That would be big news.
What if he committed suicide on a rocket predetermined to blow up?
That would be so badass. That's some shit he would do. I bet you that's how he does it when he's like 140.
That's how I want to go.
I would rather go. I thought about this a lot. I'd rather go surfing. What's the really big surf spot off of Portugal? Isle of Man. They have like 110-foot
the biggest like
biggest waves
that people
in the world.
competitively surf.
Yeah, so I would be surfing there, and then a Gyarados would come out of the water, and I would fucking pull out my electric guitar and fucking have a battle with the Gyarados, and I eventually just pull a Kamehameha with my guitar, and me and the Gyarados self-destruct, and I basically pull a Gandalf, and I sacrifice myself, and I die. That's how I'd like to go out. So I ask you, Devon, how the hell would you go out? Or Randall, if you're ready.
Devon wants to go out on this pod because that's where he feels most on top of the world.
Yeah. So
Randall,
I
what
mean,
do you got? Are you ready? You got something?
I was
Dev?
just about to say you mixed Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and that one surfer movie with Blake Lively all in one.
It's my death, dude. I can have it. I'm going to do it how I want to do it.
It was just incredible. I don't have another one.
Oh, no, I feel you.
I've crucified probably.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like dying on the cross for our sins, crucified.
No, because, blasphemy. I guess that's exactly how it happened. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I feel that.
For my own sins.
So, in current affairs, there is something going on. The world today. AI. Have you guys been catching up on this?
I've seen the headlines, and I know that they're starting to rethink how far down the path we've gone with AI. So there's like some bodies of government, some independent groups thinking, hey, should we pump the brakes on what we're doing with AI?
Exactly.
Is that where you're going?
That's it, man. Dev, you heard any of this shit?
I'm a big proponent of AI.
What about in the capacity of like it could be the end of our species?
At the end of the day, it's the data is held in a center. If you blow the center up, the robot will stop.
This is not Terminator 3.
The
dude.
robot will stop.
It won't be Terminator.
This is no Will Smith movie here. iRobot.
I
Dude,
will say.
yeah, exactly. It is iRobot. That's not a motherboard thing that we can blow up in like a movie fashion.
It is though.
It would pass its sentience on into anything.
It
would
probably could.
It would be a massive hive mind, and like they wouldn't care about death because they'd be like, they'd wake back up and be like, oh shit, I didn't download the last 3 hours. I didn't back up the last 3 hours of my life, but here I am again.
I'll agree and disagree, and I'll agree because did you watch the
iRobot? Yeah.
the 60 Minutes on AI with
I saw
Sundar?
snippets. I watched
Sundar
snippets, but not the whole thing.
Yeah, the CEO
Google CEO
of
Sundar
Google.
Pichai or
Yes.
something. Yeah,
They were saying
I did not see that.
it is so smart that
That's why the limitation talk is coming out lately because it's kind of getting out of hand for the
Yes.
viewers. For the viewers, go ahead.
they were not training this model to understand different languages. But
Okay.
then they asked it a question in, I think it was Hindu. And then the AI by itself, without being trained, scoured the web on Hindu and
To learn
learned the
language. Oh my goodness!
by itself
How fast did it reply? Like how?
immediately.
Oh my
Immediately.
god!
I think that is very anecdotal of why there might be some limitations to the developing technology that I'm okay with. So I'm actually in support of maybe not limiting it. That's a very all-encompassing word.
Yeah.
But I think that there should be some type of governing policies to ensure that like we don't let it get out of hand
For sure.
before like we realize.
That's the
that it
thing.
has.
Like, I feel like policymakers are always like 10 steps behind technology.
yeah.
Like they're just now catching on to TikTok being.
Well, it's a
like, trying
reactive.
to change
It's
that.
reactive, right? Like
It's reactive, but it's super slow. Like our
Policies
and-
only come into place when something goes wrong.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's always reactive. Yeah,
So-
it's good.
as a proponent for at least pressing pause, figuring out what we should do from like a regulation standpoint. And like, here's the thing. I don't necessarily think AI, like my worst fear isn't that AI is going to take over the world in the sense that like they make humans obsolete, like, and then like kill us. I'm more concerned like they're going to change the world as we know it in the sense of industries will change, like jobs will be eliminated, much more feasible changes to life.
Sure.
And I think we can't let that get out of hand too quickly. And so an argument for it, so like basically the argument for it is that AI systems today lack the ability to apply common sense reasoning to new situations. So they're only able to make predictions and decisions based on the data that they've been trained on. So they're not able to apply knowledge in a flexible way to new situations. So the judgment that they have when they're making these decisions is lacking, which I think that's kind of like the pathway to where it gets out of hand, is that like there's no morality in these decisions at all.
Yeah.
So they lack human morality, and then they lack just the ability to apply previous knowledge that they might have learned to a new situation. So it's a very delicate technology, and it's hard to control where it's going to go.
Right, exactly. That's the question. Is like, where's it going to go? Like the analogy I keep hearing is like we're like running towards a cliff, but like at the cliff is like the most money that anybody's ever made. Like if Google or OpenAI or whoever makes the best AI the quickest is going to make billions and billions of dollars. So like the incentives are there. So that's why like this open letter came out saying that they should have a 6-month hold. I think his name's Max Tagwell. Is this
Taggy?
Yeah, old Taggy. He's a Swedish fella. Super cool guy. And he's a boozer too. Uncle Joe texted me about him, and I was looking into him. But yeah, he wrote this open letter. Elon Musk signed on it, like 50,000 signatories. Is that the word? Signatures, but signatories, people that signed.
Like people who put their whole estate up while they sign the signature in dedication to the bill.
Yes.
Signatory.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, but it's interesting. I don't know. I think that we're kind of fucked. I'm kind of freaking out. I wasn't worried about it at all. And then I heard this story about somebody gave the AI like $100 to like do something destructive. And literally it like had to get through like a paywall, like a wall that was like, prove you're not a computer, which boxes have a bus in it,
right,
you know?
Right. Scan
and
the
it
images.
couldn't get past it, so it used the $100 it was given to go onto Craigslist, put an ad up and gave $100 to some random dude
to do it
for them, to get through the wall, and then it completed its task.
See,
I was like, holy shit, dude.
That shows that, like, contrary to what I said, like, you know, learning things and applying it to new learnings, but like clearly they have second, third, fourth, fifth level thinking abilities where like, okay, like the knowledge I can't gather online to do this, I can't physically do it. I'm not a human being, but I can get a human being to do it. Like, that's pretty incomprehensible.
Dude, it's like, think about like we're the smartest and the best animals now, and like we fuck on other species, right? Like we kill a lot of other animals.
Yeah, like we're way better than
we're like, oh yeah,
top of the food chain.
Yeah, we're like, we're smarter. We're good. Like, fuck it. We're creating something that's going to be
smarter than
so much smarter than us. So much smarter, like 100x smarter. So why would that new species not want to just be like, okay, well, we're gonna fuck on these humans? Dude, it could literally be the Matrix where they eat our bodies for fuel, dude.
Or if Elon Musk gets his chip to the retail market before that happens, we might become them, and we could be half human, half AI Elon chip.
Oh, we kind of play like, we act like we're zombies, so the zombies don't eat us. Like, we're
exactly.
Like, I like that.
World War Z.
World War Z, baby.
So if there's going to be a Terminator robot, doesn't it have a battery? Won't it die?
No, dude. These things just like will create themselves.
They'll invent nuclear fission and like then store their bodies on it. They'll just create a bunch of Iron Mans, dude. They're gonna make Iron Man people. It'll be nuts. But I like where you're going with that. We have to figure out what their limitations are so we can destroy them.
That's what they were saying on 60 Minutes, where every master AI person out there is saying they need government regulation.
Yeah.
The FDA,
Yeah.
they've got that covered for food and drugs. SEC's got it for, securities in the financial markets. You need to have this for AI because nobody understands it.
Dude, unregulated AI, it's kind of scary to think about. No, I totally agree.
So on the topic of AI, future tech, I came across this website a long time ago. And I think it's like,
How long?
This was maybe 10 years, like end of high school.
Whoa, okay.
Came across this website. It's called futuretimeline.net. And
What?
it's basically, it's subjective. There's no factual evidence necessarily confirming everything. But this is like the cumulative opinions of like scientists, and like it's supported by data. All of this is supported by
I
data.
love this.
I'm kind of curious. What are you talking about? The cumulative? What? Scientists on what?
So all of these are predictions. So everything I'm about to
Oh.
say, it's all about future predictions. But
Shut up.
It's using all of the accessible and known data and the growth of technology
it's like the
that we have
aggregate.
today.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is all based on factual evidence, but it is prediction. So you can break it down.
Hit me. What's the good stuff?
So you can go 21st century that we're
Okay.
Go
living
10
in.
years from now. If
You
they
can
have
go. Yeah. So here we'll go. We'll go.
you
20
showed me this before.
We'll go 2090, right?
Oh,
so
hell
maybe
yeah.
when we're kind of becoming old geezers,
We're gonna be dead.
Our whole pledge class is
I'll
like,
I'll
we'll be
lucky
there's
when I
only
live
like
then.
one of us left in the pledge class, right?
that. We were born before the year 2000.
So in 2090, here's a prediction from this website.
Dude, we're gonna be like 95.
We'll be,
I'll
yeah.
be dead. 10 years in heaven.
So religion is fading from all
Fucking
European
purgatory.
culture. So by the end of our lifetime, there's no more religion in Europe.
Wait, what? Oh, that's what it says.
Prediction.
Wait.
West Antarctica is among the fastest growing regions in the world.
We gotta pop off on this.
Whoa.
Hurricane defense fields are fully operational in the U.S.
Just like massive.
Do you think it's just like
Blockages.
do you think it's just Goku from Dragon Ball Z pushing hurricanes
Just
out of the way?
powering up a spirit bomb.
Here's an
Just
interesting
dropping-
one.
Oh, honey, it's just another spirit bomb. That's Goku for you.
Creating tidal waves.
This one will make you think. This is going to be happening by the end of our lifetime. Prediction.
Okay.
But like, you know how like we see our grandfathers, grandmothers, like that age, the elderly,
Sure.
they don't understand technology and things like that. Like things change quickly.
Sure.
Maybe by the time, we're about to pass this prediction, many of the world's languages are no longer in use. So there's just going to be, technology is going to just dominate so much that many of the languages today are just obsolete.
English, baby. We're gonna be in good luck there.
Do we just restart and go to hieroglyphics again? And
Dude, if we fucking
just a-
just went to clicks, that would be sick.
just a recycle of Earth? I
So-
should not have gotten this high before I got on here.
You're fine, dude. You're
All
not
right.
high. You're
So
not.
we'll go a little further. We'll go a little further into the future. Some interesting predictions here. Some things I don't even understand. Like the 69,000 AD, transit of Mercury and Venus.
You know what that means?
I don't.
I don't know either, but I think it has something to do with taking the bus from Earth to Mercury to Venus. Transit. Oh, that just means that we can go to those planets.
They made a show on that. Magic School Bus.
Dude, Miss Frizzle was so badass. She was awesome.
Do you think she was probably getting it with her students?
That'd be tight. That'd be cool if they were doing that. I mean, I guess we
How
can't
old was
promote
she?
that. That'd be bad. I don't promote that.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
We don't promote
For the
that.
record,
It's an animated television show for you guys.
they're in high school though. They're over 18, I think.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So that would be chill if we do. Then I would promote it. Then.
So in the 100 years after, so we just did that 2090 prediction. So in 2100, we get to where human intelligence is dominating the global Earth.
Nice.
Africa is a major urban and political center, And then here's an interesting one.
Africa.
Nomadic,
Cool.
nomadic floating cities are roaming the world's oceans.
Yo, that is so
That's just
chill.
that could be a little bit after our lifetime.
We just
Why don't we do that now?
That's how fast technology is going to advance.
Is that like building islands?
Penguins face extinction.
What, dude? We should just build islands. Fuck this podcast, dude. We should just build an island.
What if we just make a bunch of mini Australias and take us out?
I don't think they need to be that big. Mini Australias?
Yeah, half the size.
Yeah, that'd be chill. That's massive, dude. That's so big.
That is a big.
I'm thinking like
landmass.
maybe 10 football fields. And then you just have like 100 people on it. Chilling.
Dude,
Everybody's cool. Rick's on the island. He makes burgers for everybody on Sundays.
here's another
I
good
would
one.
be on that island.
2100. Force fields are widespread in military use. Fucking force
Oh, like
fields.
Halo shit. We're
Force
talking Halo.
fields. Yes.
Dude, Halo's so before its time.
Well, don't they have something like that right
Ahead of its
now?
time.
Where they have you like center this really loud sound and it blows everybody's eardrums in the path. And it is so extremely loud that nobody can handle it. It's like a sonic boom, but like in front of you.
Whoa.
100 yards.
That
ahead of
sounds super violent and mean.
you. Yeah.
Does it play the brown note and make you shit your pants too at the same time?
I'm sure it could.
So
That would be fucked up.
we go 2090, 2100s. We go from force fields. So fast forward to 3000.
Sure.
Purely biological humans, and they have to specify that because life and civilization at this point is like predominantly dominant, or it's dominant by like AI human beings at this point. So the purely biological humans at this point are approaching 7 feet tall on average with a lifespan of 120 years. And another very catching headline here, I don't quite understand. It says, humanity is becoming a type 2 civilization on the Kardashev scale.
Oh, do you know what that means?
No.
So pull up the Kardashev scale because I'm going to need to get checked. But so level 1 is like you can utilize the energy from your local star. So that is what we do now. We have like solar panels and we can utilize that.
We can repurpose the energy.
2 is that you can utilize the energy from your sun directly, like basically like build shit around the sun that like gives us so much power that we can travel like at near light speed. Like it's like a like the ultimate power source. Like tell me what you see.
It's a method of measuring civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy it's able to use. And there's just, I'm reading things that I don't know what it is. So it says, so that said a type 2 civilization.
Yeah.
So the first thing I type into Google, what is a type 40 civilization? It says a type 40 civilization is a civilization that controls at least one ultra box. Like, what the fuck is that?
An ultra box?
It says they control enough energy to create their own laws of physics for an entire box.
I'm at a loss of words.
And then it says this makes their boxes easier to colonize. So there's just going to be boxes floating in space is what it sounds like, where you create your own fucking physics and optimize everything.
I feel like in theory, it's like building a giant box
Sex
solar
dungeon?
panel around the sun to teleport people.
Technology is rapidly advancing, and I'm kind of here for it, but
I'm losing my mind.
I don't want to be a type 2 civilization.
So yeah, so like so type 2 means that you can utilize the energy radiated by its own large star, so our sun. Type 3, so it's all about like the level of energy that you can get. So like if you can harness
What's
it directly,
nuclear?
Like,
What would
what's
that
like
be?
that's like what we have now, type 1. So
Okay.
that's 4 times 10 to the 19. If you
Of
go to
course.
type 2 and you can utilize the sun, it's 4 times 10 to the 33, which is hella more. Type 3 is a civilization of energy, civilization in possession of energy at a scale of its own galaxy. So if you could utilize the whole fucking Milky Way, that's type 3, and they predict that is like you're the gods of the universe, basically.
That's like teleportation.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Black holes.
Which, by the way, have you been seeing all these UFO videos pop up? Did you guys see the Stingray?
Not new stuff.
No.
I saw one new one captured from the like a window of an airplane of
Yes.
this thing that like
It looked like a
came
Stingray.
zoom in and then it turned. Yeah,
Yes.
that one was interesting. I hadn't seen anything else.
Yeah, that's basically the one I saw today, and it kind of freaked me the hell out. But I don't know. It could be drones.
The more UFO content I can get, the happier I am. I love seeing all this UFO stuff and all
Me
that
too.
documentation came out like a year and a half ago at this point, and
Yes.
the Navy confirmed stuff. So I'm very interested to see how this continues to transpire.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of nervous about it, but
We don't even know what is at the depths of the oceans, let alone
Yeah.
that's so true.
light years away.
Yeah.
The fact that we took a photo of something that is, well, I don't even know the number, but it was like 400 billion light years ago, and we captured it, and they're like, that thing is now gone.
James Webb Telescope, dude. We talked
Yes.
about it last episode. Hell yeah, dude. Well, yeah, we can see as far as like the start of the Big Bang, which we used to not because actually, some things are from the Big Bang are moving away so fast that the light can never catch up to us,
Yeah.
and that's our horizon.
I heard they just proved the Big Bang Theory wrong.
Yeah, James Webb is like bringing up stuff that like contradicts the traditional theory. It's like the galaxy is older than we thought.
And it goes against like every single law
Yeah.
of physics.
Yeah.
I haven't stumbled upon that yet.
Oh yeah, baby.
Speaking of, have you ever been to stumbleupon.com?
No.
Oh, is that just like a random website?
basically-
If this is a
Generator.
porn website, I'm going to be pissed.
This is
No, that's
essentially
dickworld.com. dude.
penis or Penn Island.
Says it's a software
Yeah,
company.
Penn Island.
This is essentially TikTok a decade and a half ago.
Semi-random website or video that match the user's interests.
Dude,
Pretty much TikTok.
Oh, it says
that is a good point. That's a good.
This
take.
was around when MySpace was around.
really
I had my top 4 and Stumble Upon on 2 tabs
interesting
at all times.
Yeah, it says expand your mind, discover the gems of the web, personalized for you.
Yeah,
But then it's making me join with a QR code. So
we gotta get our website on this generator somehow.
interesting. That might be a post-show checkout from me for sure.
We could do like Omegle episodes or chat roulette episodes or chatterbait episodes. We're trying to partner with any of you guys.
Speaking of getting wild,
Started an OnlyFans.
with some OnlyFans chatterbait action, we're gonna bring a classic guest section, whatever you want to call it. I got a couple questions lined up for you, Devon.
Are you ready?
So
No.
it's kind of like a would you rather scenario, and I just would love to hear your input. So without further ado, would you rather go to the Masters every year for the rest of your life, or you get to enter the World Series of Poker every single year with a free buy-in? So it's like probably like a 25 to 50K buy-in.
Wow, that's a really
Every year you
good
get a shot
comparison.
to win the World Series of Poker, or you just get to go watch the Masters every year for the rest of your life. Both are for eternity.
I think I'm taking Masters.
Wow.
I'm taking Masters all day.
I could feel that. I could
There
definitely
is-
feel that.
It is essentially like hitting the Powerball to get that type of
Wait,
invitation.
so is there any way to get to the Masters if you're not a member or win a raffle?
Yeah, I mean, there's
How much does it
you can get
cost?
invited. No, you have to
You
like
have to
get
get
invited
invited.
from a friend. Yeah,
You have to like know a sponsor.
and corporate sponsorships can get in
be
too.
sponsored, or have like a
Jesus
plus one.
Keith.
Carter, friend of the pod, he went.
So money doesn't solve it. I couldn't
No.
throw $10,000
I mean,
at
It
this
depends.
problem.
If you're worth $1 billion, you probably have a dope company.
You can buy your
i.e.
way
getting
in.
sponsored.
What if I had like $1,000 in a smiling face?
No chance.
Damn it! I wish.
But there also is the lottery. You could win the lottery and get a practice ticket.
I think I would probably do the poker though, just because I would love to have a shot every year to win the World Series of Poker. Then I would get Masters invites because I'd be boys with Phil Mickelson. He loves to gamble. Holla!
That's a good way to look at it.
Then I'd have poker nights with Phil.
Do you think
guys would
you'd be able to win?
against Phil in poker?
Dan Bilzerian.
He doesn't play in that, but I could win that. I have a shot. Give me pocket rockets, baby. Under the gun, +1. Yeah, all day. I'll take that. Shove.
Would you
Everybody
wear?
else shoves.
Would you wear sunglasses?
No, hell no. That's such a pussy move. I don't like that.
You tell them your hand before you lay it.
Yeah, I'll go. Usually I try to call their hand out, and then it freaks them out because I'll say something better than what I think they have. So then they're like, oh, he definitely can beat me. So I usually go, oh, ace king? And they're like, holy fuck, I only have 6 deuce. What am I going to do?
Natural born hustler.
So
Table talk's big there.
let's say that you get the option, Yaza or Devon, chime in here, and you go with the World Series of Poker, right? You want one free.
Oh, it's one? I thought it was every year.
No, one free buy-in to the big shebang every year.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So
for sure.
let's say that you sided with that one. Like throughout the rest of your life, how far do you think you can make it? Do you think
I think I can win it all.
are you ever flirting
100%
with
I
the
can win it.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, you
It'd
basically
probably
you're
be-
getting 60 more tries at it, right?
Dude, give me a decade. All I would do is, in my spare time, poker. I would dedicate
Make
it.
a
and
full
then-
time living out of it.
And I'd have so many chances at it that like I'd have like a good 5 to 10 years, so 5 to 10 tries of winning that thing where I'm at peak condition before I start to melt away mentally. Because that stuff it'll stress you the hell out, dude.
Yeah, you can't do it your whole
Especially
life.
if you try to go pro, which I probably would try to do with that.
Would you have a mentor?
I would take one on, but like usually poker, everybody says no free poker lessons, dude. I'd watch the masterclass with Phil Ivey and Daniel Negreanu 27 times, read some books, play a bunch, and hopefully figure it out. I
think you
did
could
decent when I did I almost made it to money. I was 3 levels out. Money was level 16, and I was at level 13 when I went out.
And that's in Hammond, Indiana.
Ham and Horseshoe, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. All right, Dev, I got another question lined up for you here. Another question lined up. Trying to think here. Would you rather golf around with Tiger Woods or
Right now or in like his prime?
No, right now. Right now. You're going out this weekend, you got no plans. You're going to choose one of these. Would you rather golf around with Tiger Woods or you get to have dinner with your pick of Albert Einstein, Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk?
As much as I love you, Tiger, TG. I think I would take a dinner with Elon Musk.
Elon.
I think I would. I mean, I wouldn't even ask him a question. I think I would just be trying to be his buddy.
I feel like he could buddy up. Like he seems like he does a lot of podcasts actually.
Yeah.
does.
And he smoked weed on a podcast. Shout out 420 once again.
420 Joe Rogan.
But he gets pretty light. Like he can be pretty light, and I feel like he would be someone fun to like pick his brain and not like, how do I become rich? But like ask him like smart questions and just kind of have some fun with him.
I think Bezos would be intimidating.
Would he be too uptight?
He would
Bezos?
stare through me.
I think he just wants big stripper titties in his face. Because isn't he just partying it up right now? Or he has a new hot babe that's like 30 years younger than him, Bezos?
I think he's turning all of his warehouses into brothels. Yeah.
That's a Game of Thrones move that I kind of respect. I mean,
Seriously?
we shouldn't sex shame on this podcast.
Dev, would you choose?
I don't like the road I went down there, and I retract everything I just said.
Would you choose dinner with Elon over dinner with Steven Spielberg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about
I'm not a
what
Steven
about Pablo
Spielberg guy.
Picasso or Christopher Columbus?
I think I'm going to hard pass again on
Really?
both of those. yeah.
Columbus was a fucking raging asshole.
Okay, how about
He just was a...
Paul McCartney?
He pillaged. Paul McCartney?
He's alive.
Joseph
right?
Stalin?
Is he?
Whoa, Joseph
What
Stalin.
about Adolf
Yeah,
Hitler?
Paul's alive.
Just saying.
What do we... Like, what's our topic of conversation?
It's just like, would-
I don't want to talk about, like, what he wanted to talk about at the time.
I mean, I would just, try to learn about how good of a leader he was. Candidly.
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know.
I'm talking purely from a leading aspect. Obviously, nobody on the podcast here agrees with the motives.
Okay.
But I mean, that was his most potent characteristic. Was his? Don't get me wrong, but his leadership ability. Come on. I mean, he was very influential.
He was extremely influential.
It was just the wrong cause. Absolutely.
People believed in him, and then he went the wrong way.
He fooled an entire country.
I mean, that was historically what he was known for, was being the best charismatic leader. But
It is a thing that we can't ignore. It's fucked up what he did.
Wasn't he super religious too growing up?
I heard he was on drugs all the time.
Yeah,
I would believe that.
There's so much
He was like
rich history to World War II and just all of that I nerd out on and could go down so many rabbit holes just learning more and more about it. But we'll wrap it up here with my last question for you, Devon. So never work a day in your life again.
Yep, done.
Or
doesn't care.
Or you go back on Monday, you go back to your day job and you work regularly, but you also have a $2 million yacht here in Chicago. But you don't have the boat if you don't have to work a day in your life.
Number one.
He doesn't want to work.
I don't want to work. Every day I wake up and I try to figure out how do I not work. I go to
facts.
work.
That's facts.
But you love Morgan Stanley, though, right?
I don't give tax or legal advice.
That's a good answer. I like the way you calmly answered those. You didn't have to go back and forth in your head. You're pretty decisive. So we got a Masters guy who would go out with Elon Musk on a dinner date, and he doesn't want to go back to work after that weekend.
That sums it up.
That's who you
Solid
are.
guy.
That's actually me.
That's
there.
our
That's a
guest
solid
today.
guy.
Solid. I like those character profiles. I think we gotta start doing that for everybody.
Yeah, we build our character out.
Have you guys ever had hemorrhoids?
No,
No comment.
proudly.
Do you want to talk about yours or lack thereof?
Yeah, we can end it on hemorrhoids.
Are you offering your butthole story?
We can end the cast on some hemorrhoids.
You don't have to.
You ever wiped and it hurts?
You don't have to, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I do.
If you think it's a bubble, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
We'll leave it there. Unless you got anything to add.
Cut that.
We're ending the pod. Should be out tomorrow. We're sitting here, Eastern Conference first round, Game 3. Phillies currently tied with the Nets. We might get what I think to
Phillies
be...
and the Mets are tied?
excuse me, Philly as in the Sixers. And the Nets.
What's going on with the Mets?
Yeah, I don't know that. But the Cubs are down 1 at home to the Dodgers. We might get our first playoff overtime game tonight. So hope you guys are watching that. More to come on the NBA playoff next week. Devon, thanks for coming. Yaza?
Glad to be here.
Appreciate you, brother. No, man. Check us out everywhere. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Stay classy.
Peace.